Hello and welcome to The Shift, powered by ET Edge Insights. The Shift is a one-of-a-kind video series which features industry experts, global leaders, and other experts who delve into the intricacies of their fields, uncovering challenges, exploring newer ideas for the way forward. Watch The Shift, gain valuable insights, and stay ahead of the curve. In the era of AI and digital technologies that is transforming the financial sector, CFOs play a crucial role. CFOs ensure regulatory compliance, they drive strategic investments, and take key financial decisions for organizations. So, what are these strategic investments? And how do CFOs drive key initiatives in an era where digital transformation is changing the financial world? What are the key emerging technologies that will shape the future of financial world? To know all this, today we have with us Nishant Vyas. He is the General Manager India, Walters Kluwer. Nishant, it's a pleasure to host you on ET Edge Insights. Thank you for taking the time out and speaking to us.
Pleasure to be here and looking forward to chat with you.
Thank you. Let me begin by asking you, Nishant, in this dynamics of change, obviously with digital transformation and so many technologies coming into the realm of financial ecosystem, how do you see the role of CFOs evolving in this entire scenario?
Very good question. I've been working with CFOs for past 20 years,
Right.
and I will say it's an absolutely enriching experience because I am seeing the sea change now. They are becoming so savvy with technology that I need to brush up my learnings before I talk to a CFO now, because I don't know what kind of futuristic question they will ask. I think they are embracing technology, and it's very important and essential for their role, because earlier it was all about maintaining the compliance, making a report, reporting to exchanges. Now the role is changing towards the stewardship of the entire
Right.
management, how they can bring the best possible outcome for the shareholders. And technology, of course, plays a big role in that, along with the other impact they make, right? So they are the custodian, and they are also the one who can highlight risk within the organization. So I just gave an example in the panel just concluded that if I look the organization like a system, so while sales may become a display or a UX UI, like we see the dashboard and graphs, the operations team becomes like chips and wires and other hardware components. CFO is like a database in the organization which contains all the information, and this database is now turning into artificial intelligence as we speak. So I feel the CFO's role will evolve. It will encompass, already they are doing business partnership, but they will now provide insights to all aspects of the business.
Right, right. Very critical point you made, how digital transformation has also evolved the CFOs.
Yes.
So, in terms of the software expertise, I mean, your organization has, what are some of the key areas or key areas of, with regards to the financial sectors, of course, that you help the CFOs and the financial areas?
Yeah. So in Walters Kluwer, I lead the Tagetic business,
Right.
and we have a unified enterprise performance management platform that is enriched with AI. So what I mean by enterprise performance management is basically the things which link your strategy with your execution.
Right.
So all the companies have some or the other ERPs. There is a vast amount of data in that ERP, but it's logged there, right? They are transactions, so that you can audit them, you can see everything has been done correctly, sales has been booked, money has been collected, but there is a wealth of information. So what the systems like enterprise performance management, like one we have, is they collate the data into these systems. You can do your annual plans, you can do your forecasting, you can do the entire profitability analysis at different levels, and you can also use these systems to record and report to the organizations. For example, you have to do statutory reporting, you have to do consolidation of your finances, keeping in mind the principle of accounting, and there is so much disclosure that you have to do these days. For example, ESG is a really big thing.
Absolutely.
So you have to look like how much carbon credits I need to buy to be carbon neutral, what are my long-term sustainability goals. Some organizations follow it more than others. So it becomes a lot of things for CFO to do. So what we are trying as a company is trying to automate most of these things. So today what CFOs are doing is 80% of collating the data, getting the data from the right places, sorting it in a way that it is useful, and 20% time or less is spent in analysis of the data. Now all these people are brilliant minds, highly paid. So what we want to do is basically change the paradigm. So your 20% of time is spent in getting the data, and 80% you can spend on helping in decision making.
Right.
And that's why these systems are necessary. Sometimes CFO don't like to go onto the systems because they are the last one to adopt. Sorry to say that. They love their Excel. So we have tried to keep the same look and feel of Excel so that there is not too much of change management.
Right.
And going beyond the traditional performance management, what we have also done is embedded AI in this so that it can help them to drive out the trends from the mountain of data that is there in the enterprises. So how my future launch of the product will look like, what are the things that I need to be careful about when I make a certain decisions.
Right.
Those things AI can help us.
Right. So, you've practically answered my next question that I was about to ask you about how the role of a CFO will evolve over the years. While, you've talked about the analytical mind coming into use of CFOs, one of the critical factors, obviously, in your line of work is to convince CFOs of getting these softwares into their operations, because they are the people who usually have that issue of controlling costs. So how do you convince these people, who always try to balance innovation with cost-cutting measures?
Yes, selling to the CFO is the toughest thing, I will say.
Right.
Because they can sign a check which is coming from the IT department for some spend very easily.
Right.
But when it's for their own consumption, they will think 10 times. And you have to be open and transparent with them.
Yeah.
See, they look at everything as an investment and what kind of return I need to have, and whether it's an investment which is critical. So creating a business case with them is very important. It's like opening their eyes. Sometimes, you are doing the same thing, but you are not realizing that I have, created this own monster for myself,
Right.
which I am typically referring to the Excel sheet.
Right.
So they keep on working, and then it becomes a very siloed information. So it's very important that you do a due discovery that is needed. So when we go to meet customer, we try to understand their industry, we try to understand their business, we try to talk one line down CFOs to understand how these people are spending their time.
Right.
And when we bring all this information into a perspective, because CFO is a very logical numbers kind of a person, when we bring it into a perspective, then suddenly the switch clicks that okay, now is the time to change. But having said that, there are some CFOs whom I met, and they are very, very proactive, and they want to have finance transformation being done for themselves. So to them, it's much easier to do, because when they come to us, they already know what they want to do. So our task becomes easier.
Right. What is the kind of vision you extensively on how you want to serve the CFO community? What is, I would say, the USP that makes you a standout in this entire
Market.
or ecosystem?
Yeah, there are various players, and
Right.
everybody has their own USP.
Absolutely.
And market is big enough for all of them to prosper. So I respect our competition. But the approach that we have taken is that we have built one unified platform. So it makes a task easier from the governance perspective.
Right.
See, sometimes we don't realize that data is a very big challenge. So if you have different applications for, say, planning, for consolidation, for ESG, for tax reporting, then you are pumping that data 4 times from the source system, right? In Tagetic, what we have done, we have one unified architecture. So data comes once in the system, and all these applications you can use, and they are reusing the data you already
Right.
have. So that is one big differentiator that we have. Second is the solution is very flexible, and planning process is very flexible. So if you have a rigid planning system, it will not work, because the organization will change. So you need to mold the system as per that. It is not like a ERP that one size fit all. So that is the second thing. And third thing is that, as I said before, we have embedded AI into the system, and it's not like the chat GPT kind of AI, although
Right.
it is also there because it is important that you ask question from the data and you get the required information. But the investment we made in AI is more from the data side. So what we are doing in AI, just to give you a use case, cause and effect relationship. So for example, you are a retailer and you want to know that how I can increase my EBITDA or my profit, right? So the AI engine that is running in the background can look at the past data and tell you that when you discount 5%, it has a X% impact on EBITDA after 2 months. So then CFO or planning team can decide whether it's a good thing to roll out this discount now or earlier or later, and then accordingly they can forecast the impact of that into their balance sheet. So I think this matching of human intelligence with artificial intelligence on one single platform is what makes us different.
Right. Well said, Nishant. One last question. Your organization has forayed into almost across the globe. So how do you see the Indian market, with regards to your line of work?
Indian market is the most exciting market in the world right now because it has equal amount of growth and equal amount of risk, and both are exciting. So I feel that we are at that inflection point where we will take off. I don't want to compare Indian market with any other market because we are very unique. Sometimes we say we want to become next China, but I don't think that, because see, we have a democracy, we have our own value system, which is very unique to us. So I think we will take India to the next level. Each company, each sector I'm talking about is just talking about how fast they are growing, and sometimes growth creates their own challenges. So I think as a technology company, when I spoke to Walters Kluwer opening in India, my pitch to them is that this is the market that can't be ignored. We will prosper here, and because of our technologies, companies will prosper here. So it's a win-win for everyone. So that's why we are very excited to be in Indian market. We are making more and more investment, and the way our technology is now received by the market, the headquarters is very excited about that, and we ourselves will see growth in terms of our own personal as well as the investment in the market.
On that note, Nishant, thank you very much for the wonderful insights. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.